What's going on YouTube? You watching this? Hell Paradise's Peak Violence by Yayo. Let's see what he's talking about.
Does it ring any bells? Some of y'all might realize Chainsaw Man is a part of that, and a lot of y'all gonna realize JJK part of that. But it's really that third one that got me thinking, why don't people fuck with Hell's Paradise? Cause I watched the first season and I think it's heat. So I guess my job today is to put y'all on game. So without further ado, let's get right into the bit. Before we get into the little spicy bit I want to talk about, let me give y'all some lore. Long story short, a group of prisoners are given a chance of freedom, and the task they have to complete is something out of a fairy tale, bro. You gotta find the elixir of life. And here's the thing, they already know what island it's on, but that island, even the flowers will kill you. There was only one person that ever returned from that island, and this is how he showed up. But there's not much of a choice. Either go do the job or rot in prison, man. You choose. Our main character's name is Gabimaru. He's a legendary assassin, and he's also one of the prisoners given this chance. Before they go to the island, each prisoner is paired up with an Asaimon, which is also known as like a guard, but like a with like real sword skills, you know what I'm saying? They do this so the prisoners don't get an easy opportunity to just escape. And when they finally get on the island, they quickly realize everything on this island is here to kill us. But I'm not here to talk about the brainless monsters they fought. I'm here to talk about the immortal ladyboys. So Gabimaru and his Asaimon just got done setting the forest on fire just to beat this goofy ass giant. But another pair stumbled upon a scene that left them speechless. Do you even know where you're going? I smell bitches.
There's being freaky as hell. But then again, they'll fight.
And that made Chobe real curious, and then he asked, so basically, yo bitch ass not human. And then the pink haired lady just jumps in the convo and asks if they want to join and
The nigga was like, damn, we immortal, like we might as well like just fuck our life away since we ain't got nothing else to do. Basically what they said.
Like, what, my nigga? The blonde girl shuts that shit down instantly. She was not having any of that. And then she starts to transform. And when I say transform, I don't mean no Super Saiyan Bankai-esque shit. I'm talking about she transformed into a man. These niggas were raised right. They got into attack formation the moment they realized it was a man. And on the other side of the island, Gabimaru and his crew found what seemed to be an abandoned village. And while they're there, Gabimaru notices somebody was watching them. And whoever it was took off, and Gabimaru chased after him. And as Gabimaru was chasing them, he caught up and grabbed the hood and took it off. And then he realized it was just a little girl. And as he was realizing this group motherfucker come out the cut and swings a stick at this and the little girl takes the opportunity to escape again. But Gabimaru was not letting that shit slide.
I am Groot!
Shut your bitch ass!
Y'all handle that nigga. And Gabimaru's Asaimon decides to chase after him. While Gabimaru's chasing her, I'm starting to realize this girl got some real skill, gang. She navigating these branches like Prime Leaf Shinobi. Gabimaru finally caught up to her and grabbed her hand, but she was having none of that.
Ooh, that brother's floating in the air. How could his hands do this?
Damn. The little girl's still on the run, but Gabimaru's Asaimon is still chasing her. But the little girl abruptly stops, and the Asaimon thinks she gave up. But little did she know she was about to get hit with the meanest straight ever. But Gabimaru saves her in time, and Gabimaru felt this shit right through his whole body. Look at the power this little girl generated in that one punch. But that was the last straw. Gabimaru was done playing with this little ass kid. He grabbed a whole bunch of vines and tied her ass up real quick. After this, she started crying, and then Gabimaru just let her down. Groot got his ass beat, but in exchange, he said, let her go and I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Not only that, he invited them back to the house for some food and a clean ass bath. When they got to the house, Gabimaru instantly presses him for more information. So is this shit even real, bro?
Hell yeah, I drank out that hoe. Look, I'll show you. See, I don't got nothing to lie about, nigga.
Where do I find that shit?
Not gonna lie to you, the way you talking to me, bro, it's not sitting with me right.
Did I ask you how you was feeling, nigga?
You so right, big bro. What was I thinking? All you gotta do is go into the middle of this island, and there's a little well that has this water we call Tao. But I gotta warn you, it's guarded by these immortal ladyboys that will kill any human that they see.
What the fuck is a ladyboy? Then it switches back to the brothers, and we see one of the ladyboys with the top of his torso sliced off. But then we see this start to regenerate. A nigga like me would never sit there watching this nigga regenerate. I'm already out of here. I'm running. But Chobe felt like he had this shit in the bag. He rushed him with his sword, but it got stopped with one hand. Bro, we didn't even see these niggas fight. It just cut back to these niggas laying on the floor, and the ladyboy is just dragging Chobe's lifeless body, bro. This is beyond disrespectful, my nigga. He ends up throwing them both in a well, and come to find out, this is the well that makes the Tao. So the ingredient for eternal life is a human life. So when Toma realized this, He rushed to go save his brother so he doesn't turn into a mini shield. Then we switch to another pair, Noodle Guy and Tenza. These two are chilling on the beach trying to figure out a way to escape the island, but out of nowhere they get pulled up on. Why this nigga just standing there? There's not no TikTok at it, gang.
How did this fight go? I forgot how this fight went.
Bro, you can stop posing now. You worry too much for a nigga that's about to die. Who this bitch feeling like? I know your inner monologue didn't just call me a bitch. You know what I do to niggas like y'all?
I fuck them.
Once they heard this shit, nigga, they skedaddled. But the lady boy just appeared in front of them and without hesitation blinked that, sending him flying into a tree. Noodle Guy tried to rush to his aid.
Now we see. Is that spoiling? Nah, I can't spoil.
But the lady boy was not letting that happen. The lady boy was straight swinging, but Noodle Guy was hitting some clean backflips. Okay then, Sporticus. The Asamon played dead until the lady boy got close enough to attack. And he hit a direct hit to his eye. But this lady boy is so broken, it regenerated right away. And if you don't think that's broken enough, the Asamon sliced his body into pieces. Like, let's be for real. Look at this body. Ain't no way you coming back from this. The Asamon didn't want to take any chances, so they just ran as soon as they could. But what happens next is absolutely terrifying. The ladyboy catches up while her body is still regenerating, so they have no choice but to just stand and bang. But in the nick of time, a sword took off the ladyboy's head, and it turns out Tenza's master was the one that saves him. So they instantly start running. They ran until they found somewhere far enough they were safe. And once they're in the clear,
that blind nigga is goated.
they start chopping it up. I ain't gonna lie to you, that shit's stupid. Nigga running until the next day. Fuck out of here. And who would have thought? Their convo got interrupted. Look how scared these niggas look. The master jumps into action and saves them. But the lady boy is so fast, his neck got cut. Tenza wanted to slide for his master, and I understand that. That's some real nigga shit. But after one fight, she got used to this nigga moves. Look at how she weaving him. He tries to lock in, but it's the same difference, bro. The lady boy steps in face to face so she can say this: don't bring a sword to a blick fight. She put 4 holes into his body with one flick. How the hell they gonna beat this man? I haven't felt this much despair for a character since Nick was fighting Madara. But in his dying moments, Tenza just wanted to give them time to escape. So he got up with all his might and started fighting the old-fashioned way. Hands. He hit her with a 2-piece, knocking her straight down to the ground. Then he got on top of her and started wailing on her, but it wasn't enough. The ladyboy just blicked him in his gut. GG's. I respect how bro went out. But the master wanted to help so bad, but he knew he did what he did to give him a chance to run. So that's exactly what he did. Let's have a moment of silence for my nigga Tenza, man.
Bitch, fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie
He's a real
dead.
one, man.
Fuck your homie dead.
Now we back with Gabimaru. While the rest of the crew is sleeping in Groot's house, he decides he wants to go out and go look for the elixir himself. And on his search, he runs into a whole bunch of Groot stuck in prayer position. But he paid no mind and just kept moving. Wait, who's that? The little girl is following Gabimaru. And I know I gave her praise earlier, but the fact that she can keep up with this nigga, nah, she got it. Anyways, after like 12 miles of running, Gabimaru finally reached this big ass door. And Gabimaru was absolutely frozen with fear. I don't know what it was, but he was frozen with something. All I know is anyone that gulp like this gotta be scared. He walks up to the door ready to knock, but guess who shows up? The lady boy of legends. But she was talking about she was tired, she didn't want to fight, and she was willing to let Gabimaru just leave. But Gabimaru ticked her off and the fight just started. She lunged at Gabimaru, but Gabimaru do this fighting shit. So he parried it pretty easily. But it wasn't no normal parry. He parried it hard enough to break her wrist. And while she's focused on that, he leaps into the air and does a tornado kick, breaking her neck. Dog, look at how many times her neck turned. But let's not forget immortality. And this is where Gabimaru goes back and realizes this is what Groot was talking about. The ladyboy rushes Gabimaru, but Gabimaru dodges all the attacks. And Gabimaru tries to answer quickly by breaking her neck. And I ain't gonna lie, these kicks were so fucking clean. And it wasn't only that, he adds fire to it this time, so it's not just a broken neck. And when he ignites the fire, it takes over her whole body. But just when Gabimaru thinks it's over, the ladyboy gets up all burnt and gut checks him. And then she follows up with a flying kick. I ain't gonna lie, I know Gabimaru regret not sleeping in. The burn marks start sliding off of the ladyboy like it was some mud and shit. I don't know what's happening, but I want to tell y'all this. When Gabimaru does this, just know it's up. The fight starts back up again, but this time it's different. They're fighting like equals. They're just trading blows back and forth, back and forth. And look at this fight sequence. I ain't gonna lie, it's sexy. And while they're trading blows, Gabimaru discovers something. Once he landed a kick in the gut of the ladyboy, it caused actual damage. And that told Gabimaru one thing. These is not immortal, they just hard to kill. The ladyboy uses a move that keeps Gabimaru at bay. She had enough with this nigga. The first one hit him right in the gut. Oh my god, that looks painful, bro. And as she's spamming the move, Gabimaru sits there and starts to realize this shit is familiar. It reminded him of the girl. But he noticed he can't just be sitting there and taking
That's
all
what
those
I was
hits. It
gonna
makes
say,
no
but
sense. So
I
he
ain't wanna
rushes in.
spoil.
And
I
I'm
ain't
not
know
gonna
how
lie,
deep
this is one of
he's
my
gonna get in
favorite
here.
moments. When they're face to face with each other, they both go for a hit. And they both land. But neither of them are phased. They just kept trading blows back and forth again. This reminds me of the Dark Tournament where Yusuke and one guy had a knife behind their feet. And they just stood there banging until one fell. Never mind that though. Gaimaru got to a point where he just started overpowering the lady boy. I'm talking about he beat her into a pulp. Like literally a bloody pulp. But as he stood over the body he thought was dead, it smiled at him. And the lady boy just started to transform into a flower monster or whatever it was. I feel bad for Gaimaru, bro. I know he wanted this shit to be over. But now he's dealing with a monster that looks like it's like 30 to 50 feet tall, bro. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the transformation looked ass. This shit looked gross. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I wouldn't even be scared of this. I just bring a tank of pesticide. Go fast. When the flower president and Gaimaru starts fighting, you can easily see Gaimaru stood no chance. My guy was getting his ass handed to him, bro. No matter what he did, it was a counter, like instantly countered. It got to the point where Gaimaru got captured in the grasp of the flower guy, and he's getting the life squeezed out of him, bro. But he has this one wake up moment. He locks in, and he sets the whole plant on fire, forcing it to drop him. But it wasn't enough, and the plant charged up his last attack to kill him. But guess what? The little girl appears and tries to help him. She made a bubble covering her and Gaimaru, and she used that to escape and get him to safety. What a real one. After Gaimaru almost died, the crew finally realized he was missing. So they started a little search. But once they reached the gate that Gaimaru was at, it opened right up for them. And they were met with such a beautiful sight. A straight gold walkway with gold Buddhas, gold arches, gold coins on the arches. It was just a sight. But all that went out the window when they realized someone was standing there. And without saying a thing, the first thing he does is take off Groot's head. Don't worry, ladies. I'll be taking care of him. Y'all know damn well his fat ass ain't helping y'all. Anko right here is probably your best bet. Don't worry, ladies. I'll make sure to protect y'all. Who the fuck is Anko? And Pinkhair wanted to test Fat Bro to see if he was all bark and no bite. So while Fat Bro's in his stance, Pinkhair rushes Fuchi and point blank blicks her ass, making Fat Bro look useless. And honestly, I thought Fat Bro was useless. But I was wrong. I guess when the Huz is involved, he just locks in. Because when the Pinkhair guy is just flexing, he slices off both his hands. And then he goes for the legs. And before he could even regenerate, Anko decides to jump in and she uses her little head jutsu. And no cap, this shit does not look effective. It just look like she got bukai. But boy, was I wrong. It was more than effective, bro. She tore bro into pieces. It's too bad he can regenerate, because that's exactly what he did.
I need season 2, I'm not gonna lie to you.
It didn't matter what they tried, no matter what damage they did to him, he would just regenerate it. But then Fuchi locked in. British hood breathing. Second form, on guard. Y'all know why that shit was so special? Because she actually caused damage that's not regenerating. And the worst part about it, all it did was make bro pissed. Then he got ready to attack, and the first person he wanted to target was Fuchi. But it just so happens to be the freak jutsu actually effective. And they just wanted to end it right then and there. But bro hit Fuchi with his hot breath and then summoned 2 zombies. Then Fat Bro pulled out the weakest move ever, but it still worked. He got rid of them. And while that was happening, Pinkhair decided to chow down on his arm to get rid of the restraints. And as soon as he was free, he set a blast towards Anko and Fat Bro. But she dodged it all elegantly, you know what I'm saying? That was cool. And as the fight went on, they eventually got him into a vulnerable position again. And without any limbs, this guy leaped into the air. Like, how is that even possible? All that does for me is confirm that Goku can beat Naruto blindfolded, no limbs, with sickness and all that bullshit. After bro escapes to the sky, without hesitation, he regenerates, then transforms into a woman. Put on a bra, you two not gonna allow this? The lady boy creates a whole bunch of bubble, then sends it raining down on them. Look at how she's doing them. This bitch thinks she pain.
Almighty bubbles.
Face ass. But through all that pain, Anko find a way to latch onto his ankle. And then she slammed that Nick. I can't be saying that no more, man. She slammed to the ground. It ain't do much damage, but it put her in a position to get attacked. And Fat Bro took advantage of that. As soon as he tried to turn into a man again, he stabbed him through the shoulder. And he held him down in time for Fuchi to get there. But like, why is she running from so far, man? Bro, I can't even do this, bro. 3 years later, she eventually gets to them, and she slices his gut open. Good shit, Fuchi. I'll fuck with that. And that's how they defeated him. But look at how bro fell, bro.
Wait, they killed one?
He was arched up in his deathbed, bro. That's tough. That's
remember them
tough.
killing
And after
me.
the fight, they just sit there and just like chill. They get the energy back, bro. Like they just went through a lot. Y'all can't even like lie. And while they're chilling, they give Fat Bro a flashback. And you know what happens when people get
Yeah, he
flashbacks,
died.
bro? Like,
Yeah,
let's keep
he's
it
outta
real.
here.
It's never good. Anko sees a whole bunch of flowers growing on the lady boy's body, and she was asking about it. And while she's turned around, one of the flowers lunge at her, and then Fat Bro saves her. He took the bullet for her. And then we find out he low-key had a crush on her the whole time, bro. Too bad, bro, because that little flower did so much damage. I can't even explain it. Just look how it left him. He got flowers growing out the top of his head. And if that's not bad enough, remember when Gabimaru was fighting the ladyboy and they transformed? Yeah, this one did the same exact thing. And while they're sitting there pondering, wondering what the hell just happened,
I was
the
about to say, I
flower
don't
monster
think
had
one of them
enough and they
died.
just wanted to end it. So it built up a crazy attack and just sent it their way.
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
Told you he was tough. Told y'all he was
This
tough.
isn't Shut up!
When you do something good, you gotta order for him. That's literally what that means. Every time, gotta order for him.
Damn, y'all gonna hate me for this, but the new season coming out and I want to save this fight for the next part, so.
Right. Can't wait for that. Great video though.